Chris Bay against Willie Mack. And honestly, I pointed this out with my brother. The first thing I noticed, man, and it's something you don't almost ever see looking throughout the history books, seeing not one, but two African-American performers involved in a one-on-one, major championship match. That's a nice thing to see, because it's not something that I can even remember the last time it happened. So I mean, it's cool to see that, man. And they gave us one of the absolute best wrestling matches I'd seen in quite some time. I was very impressed with it, man. And in the end, we had a new star made in Chris Bay, and I can't wait to see what he does as the new X Division champion. Hell of a match, man. 4 stars, brother.
Yeah. I was up for this match, and you're absolutely right. To see two black wrestlers compete for a title and to put on the exhibition that they did, to just really tear the house down the way that they did, it flies in the face of the narrative that wrestling companies can't hire more black male singles wrestlers because who can we get? Who exists? It flies in the face of the notion that black male singles wrestlers can't be at the top of the card because for some reason there's this concept that, well, they're just not as good, or they're not as marketable, or all this nonsense, all these ridiculous excuses. We live in a society where black male athletes are some of the top endorsers for products, right? So all these companies, you got your Nikes, you got your food companies, your car companies, insurance, you name it. You see black male athletes more often than not in the advertisement. And yet in pro wrestling, you got these companies who act as if having a black male at the top of your card or as any kind of champion is something that just can't happen. You know what I mean? So it's when you see guys like Willie Mack and Chris Bay do what they did, I absolutely agree with you, man. It flies in the face of that kind of nonsense. And I'll say this, first of all, Willie Mack needs to be in the Impact Wrestling title hunt. I think that he doesn't need to be in the X Division any longer. He needs to move up the card because he's that good. And Chris Bay is absolutely a future Impact Wrestling champion because this guy is just completely talented. I've been on Chris Bay. I've been all over him, and he'll tell you I've been on his back. And I've let him know that he needs to pay attention to Johnny Swinger, since that's his coach. And Chris Bay needs to do the right thing and not be losing matches, man. It needs to really get it done in the ring. All that ultimate finesser stuff doesn't matter. When the bell rings, you need to kick some butt. And to his credit, he kicked his butt all the way to the X Division Championship. So as a result, Chris Bay, the next time we have the barbecue, brother, and you know what I'm talking about, the barbecue, you are allowed to get the first plate, which means Chris Bay will be allowed to have the big piece of barbecue ribs. Okay? And let me tell you something, Wallbucks, and you know what I mean. Whoever gets the first plate, they can get the big piece of ribs, man. Okay, we're talking the real meaty, juicy one, the one that was cut that perfect way. There's a piece of meat on both sides of the bone, and it's the best one, all right? That's the crown jewel of the barbecue. Chris Bay gets it because he's the new X Division champion.
It's also the freshest piece, too. Let's not forget that.
See, you knew exactly what I'm talking about. See, that's what it is. That's why you're the Wallbucks. You know what I'm talking about, brother. So shout out to Chris Bay and shout out to Willie Mack, just two incredible performers. And again, any wrestling promotion out there, if you don't understand that that's the type of talent that's out there, and there is no reason why you can't have two guys like that tearing the house down, then I don't know what to tell you. You need to get out of the dark ages and come into reality here.